City on for my city. I put on for my city. On for my put on. East side. Oh, let me stop. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. But, if you ain't hit that subscribe button yet, you're not welcome back. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop. Okay, I did too much. Let me start over. If you ain't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you doing? I need to know right now. Anyway, go ahead, hit that like, comment, and subscribe. We finished jump straight into this story time because this story time crazy. And plus, I'm ready to go lay down. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to record this video because I care about my channel. I care about my supporters. I care about everybody. So yeah, let's jump straight into the story time. You can tell by the title, my mama put the pause on me in Sam's parking lot. I can't make this up. Shout out to my mama because she raised the real one. You know what I'm saying? But let's just jump straight into it. Back when I was in high school, y'all, it was one day in particular. I don't know. I probably was in like 10th grade. I don't remember. I think I was in like 10th grade. So I probably was like 15, 16. And back then, like during that time, y'all remember the overalls? Like y'all remember when everybody was wearing like the blue jean overalls? I had wanted me a pair so bad. And so one day, my mama had took me to Forever 21 in Concord Mall. And I had got me a pair of overalls, y'all. Now, they wasn't the ones, like, they wasn't exactly like the ones that I wanted, but they was overalls, and that's all I cared about. So I ended up getting them. And so, fast forward back to the day I'm telling y'all about. I had wore my overalls to school, and I think I wore it with, like, this striped top. I don't remember the full fit. It probably was mid. Well, no, it may have been fire. I don't know. So, let me tell y'all. I wore my blue jean overalls to school, feeling myself, thinking that I was gonna be cool. Cause like back then, I would get like picked on because sometimes, or a lot of the times, I would wear my mama clothes. Like I would go in her closet and I would get stuff that I liked. And it was because when my mama would take me back to school shopping, she wouldn't really get me the stuff that I wanted to wear. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, she wouldn't really get me cool stuff, like stuff that was in style, that was popping. And of course, that's not nothing against her because if she's not actively in high school or around kids my age, she's not gonna really know what's cool or fashionable. Sometimes she did know, like, not saying my mama couldn't dress, because my mama couldn't dress, but I'm just saying when it came to like kids fashion or like high school fashion, it's like, I wasn't really popping like that. Like I ain't had no, like kids, they was wearing Jordans and stuff like that was popular. Like, I didn't have no Jordans. Like, I just didn't wear stuff like that. I feel like a lot of Jordans are high top Jordans. I feel like I did not look good in high top shoes. Now, I might eventually get me a pair, but I just did not like the way I looked. I felt like I looked like mannish. Like, I don't know. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I had wore my blue jean overalls to school. Why I ended up starting my cycle while I was in school, y'all. This a little TMI. I ended up starting my cycle in school and I was so embarrassed because I was already getting picked on. So I didn't want, like basically I didn't want to give the kids no more ammo to pick on me. So I didn't tell nobody that I had started my period. Like I had just did what I had to do to make it through the rest of the day. Like, but it just was not really no good day for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. So I was like depressed too, because sometimes when I would get on my period, I would be depressed or whatever. And I just had a lot of emotions and hormones going on in my body. Like, so let me tell y'all, went through that whole day just not feeling like myself, not feeling good. Just, I don't know, it wasn't the best day. Fast forward, my mama came and picked me and my brother up from school. And so she ended up taking us to Sam's because she had to get some like groceries. So as we was walking into Sam's, I was very much like, even in the car ride there, y'all, I was very much quiet. I didn't tell my mama what happened at school, like about me starting my cycle, because I felt like I don't know, like I just eventually had stopped opening up to my mama and telling her personal stuff. Like if it was something that I felt like was embarrassing or something that I felt like I wouldn't just tell anybody, I wouldn't necessarily tell my mom. And it was because like not because like nothing against her, not saying like she a bad person, but it's like it would be times where I would tell her stuff and she would tell other people. Like, and my dad would do it too. Like something would happen in the home between me or my brother, like, and I would be walking past their room and like my dad would be on the phone with like one of his brothers or sisters or like my grandma and grandpa. Well, probably like my grandma, I don't know, but they would be on the phone telling a family member or whoever on the phone listening what happened. It's like if me and my brother would mess up, like we would do something bad or embarrassing or like crazy, they would get on the phone and talk about us and tell our business. But on the flip side of that, my mama would always tell me and my brother not to tell her business. Like, oh, we go to school, we not allowed to tell. Like one time I think either me or my brother had got in trouble because my mama felt like we was going back telling our friends what was going on in like the home with us. Like I don't remember what specifically it was, but I remember that. And it's like how as parents you don't want your kids telling other people when y'all mess up, but you would get on the phone and talk about if me and my brother mess up. Like I just did not feel safe like telling my mama certain stuff, especially stuff that I felt like was embarrassing because I didn't want her to go tell like nobody. Like I didn't want to pass by her or like come downstairs and she on the phone like with her coworker, like, yeah, my daughter, this happened to her today. Like, I don't want everybody to know that. Like, that's embarrassing. And it's like, maybe she didn't see it like that at the time. Like, maybe she didn't see it as like, oh, she was embarrassing me. Because I can only speak for myself. Like, maybe she didn't see it like it was embarrassing. Maybe she just was trying to have something to talk about with whoever she was talking to. I don't know, but I just did not like that at all. Like I did not like that. I felt like it was an invasion of privacy. One time, this reminds me of the time I had came home one day, y'all. I had this drawing book. It was like this sketchbook, and I would just do artwork in there or whatever. My parents knew that at a certain point, I used to like to draw. I used to like to paint. Like I used to like to make stuff. So one day I came home and my mama, she had brought me my sketchbook, like my art book. She brought it to me and she handed it to me. And she basically told me that she had took my art book with her to work and showed her coworkers my book. And like I said, I'm not trying to talk about her like she a bad person because maybe she just genuinely didn't know or she didn't care. I don't know. But that once again was like an invasion of privacy because I felt like if anything, like why didn't she ask? Like why didn't she be like, hey Taylor, like can I take your artwork to work with me? I would have gave her certain pieces that I felt like were not perfect, but it was certain pieces that I felt like came out better than others. So I probably would have gotten together some art that I was proud of. But the fact that she took my art book, it was just like, once again, invasion of privacy. That's what it felt like. Because I wish I just would have known, like, if she was going to take it, I wish she would have just told me, like, hey, I'm going to do this today. But for me to come home and she comes to my room and hands it to me, like, oh, yeah, like, you know, I showed my coworkers like that. It didn't give what maybe she thought it was going to give. Like, maybe she thought that I was going to be happy. Like, oh, what did they say? Like, I didn't want to hear what they was going to say because I already at the time had a low self-esteem and I had a low confidence. So I automatically assumed that, oh, they probably didn't like it. They probably was laughing at me. Like, I don't know. And then it was certain stuff in there that was private and personal to me that I drew for myself. So the fact that it was complete strangers, plus they were adults, got to look at that, it was just kind of like, it was a little embarrassing. So that's why I didn't tell my mom about the day that I had. And then plus she probably wouldn't have cared anyway because she probably had a not so great day herself, you know? So we was walking into Sam's, and back in the day, people, like, when they would wear the overalls, sometimes people would wear them both buckled up. sometimes people will only have just one buckled up and it'll be like, you know, hanging. And then sometimes people just wear them unbuckled altogether. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all done seen that before. If not, if I see some pictures, I'm gonna put it in the video. But I had my overalls unbuckled to where you could just see my shirt. So I had on my shirt and then it was like my jeans. It looked like jeans and then I had my overalls unbuckled. So the top was like covering the bottom. So that's how I was wearing them. And the reason why I had them on like that was because, y'all, I was so done with the day. Like, after school was over with, like, I just was so done. Like, I was being quiet. When I was in the car with my mom and my brother, they probably could tell that I was off because usually I be talkative, laughing, being goofy, but I was just so quiet, like, to myself. Probably had an attitude, like, you know, I just did not want to talk because I feel like I was just going through normal teenage girl stuff, like, you know. And maybe that wasn't, but I feel like the people I done talked to, they done experienced at one point, like, starting a period without, you know, knowing or, like, being prepared. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that was anything too crazy, right? So we walking in the Sam's. I had my overalls unbuckled, and my mama told me to buckle them back up. Like, she just was like, buckle your overalls back up. Because one thing about my mama, she did not like feeling like, she didn't like going out in public and looking like a mess, or like her kids being in public with her looking crazy. She cared a lot about how people, like strangers, like outside people, perceived her. Like, she cared a lot about that. So yeah. So I had buckled one strap. So I just had one buckle and then I had the other one hanging. And I was just walking around Sam's with my mom and my brother while she was grocery shopping. I was so ready to go home. So freaking ready to go home. So next thing I know, she got all the stuff that she needed. And we went to the car and we started putting the stuff in the car. So by the time we got done putting the stuff in the car, I was sitting in the back seat behind the driver's seat. And all I know was my mama had came to my door. Well, I don't know if it was already open or if she opened it. But she came around to my door and she had started like punching me. Like, she started punching me and then she started pulling my hair. Because at the time, I think I had some braids in. Like, I had in these braids. And then I think I did pigtails at the top. So it was like a half up, half down. But then I had two ponytails. So she started like grabbing like my hair and like pulling my hair. And like she was hitting me. And I don't know how long like this went on. I don't know. It probably didn't go on for that long. But I just remember like I did not hit my mom back like at all. Like, I just basically took the beat down. Like, I let her beat me up in the Sam's parking lot. And so after she was done like hitting me and pulling my hair, she had stopped and then she had I don't know if she closed the door, but she had went back to the driver's seat and she had got in the car and then she slammed the door and she was mad and she was saying like, I'm tired of you playing with me. Like, she was saying something like that. My mom used to always say that. But one thing about that, if I decide to have children, I'm not going to say that to my children because it was a lot of times that I heard my mom tell me that and I was not playing with her. Like, genuinely. And I'm not going to say every time she said that she wasn't valid because I don't want to just completely undermine her feelings and her emotions. But I could definitely remember it was times during my childhood where I would hear that phrase come from her mouth and I genuinely didn't know what she was talking about. So when she got back in the driver's seat, she was just like,
yeah, stop playing with me. I'm tired of you playing with me. I told you to buckle up them overalls and I'm tired of you
playing. Like, she just was hyped. Like, she just kept saying the same stuff. And so then that's when it clicked. Because I didn't realize why she did it. Like, everything happened so fast. And then she usually, if my mom was about to whoop like me or my brother, she would tell us like, okay, when we get home, I'm gonna beat your behind. Like, or when we get home, you better go get the belt. Like, she would let us know. But in that moment, it was just like, she told me as we was entering in Sam's, buckle up my overalls. I buckled up one. We went through, she didn't say nothing else to me for real. Like, she just went through, got her stuff, we left, and then before I knew it, she came to my back seat and she beat me up, and I let her. And so, yeah, so now she in the driver's seat and she telling me like, oh, that I was playing with her and whatever. And so I just remember we had went home after that. I don't even think I said nothing. Like, I didn't get upset. Like, I didn't start screaming at her. I didn't yell. I don't know. I didn't know how to feel because it happened so, like, spontaneously. I can't explain. Like, it just, to me, it happened out of nowhere. And I feel like that's why I used to be so depressed growing up, because I felt like at school, I would have to deal with people picking on me, bullying me. It would be people that would be mean to me just because they knew that I wasn't going to say anything. Like, growing up, I was kind of quiet if I didn't know the people, but if I was familiar with them, I would be talkative, I would be laughing, goofy, like telling jokes. And I was never the type, like, I did not like conflict. And it was because it would be a lot of conflict going on in my home. And so I needed an escape from that. Like, you know how people may grow up in a household where everybody arguing, but then they go to school and that's like their safe space. I was trying to find a safe space, but in that time, I felt like I didn't have it because, like I said, the only places I would really be allowed to go was home and school. And so with it being a lot of conflict within the home and then going to school and it being conflict there, it was at times very much overwhelming. And then I didn't know how to stand up for myself back then because I wasn't allowed to stand up for myself within the home, like maybe against my brother, but if I felt like one of my parents was picking on me or my brother, we wasn't allowed to defend ourselves. Like, we just had to take it, you know what I'm saying? We had to take it and continue to be respectful to them. And so that carried over into me going to school. And so when the kids would say stuff or pick at me, I wouldn't say nothing. And so by me not saying anything, that allowed other people to view me as like, oh, she a punk. We can do whatever we want. She ain't gonna say nothing. And that's what people would pick on me for real. Like, it was times where I would say hey to people. I'd be like, hey, like, good morning. And they'll just look at me and like, you know, keep on going. And it's like, I took it on the chin. Like, I don't know, like I tried my best to let that stuff not faze me, but when I had such a bad day at school and just to come home and have my mama put her hands on me, it was definitely like, I could definitely say that was partly why I felt the way I did, of feeling so low, feeling so bad about myself, like just not feeling good, degrading myself, like, yeah. And so, yeah, we went home. I don't think we talked about it after that. Like, yeah, that was pretty much it. That was one of the things that had got swept under the rug, but it was also one of the things that always stayed in the back of my mind of like, dang, like my mama really did that. Like, you know, and it's like maybe she felt like I was in the wrong, or like I said, maybe she was having a bad day, but it's like, I too was having a not so good day at that time. And it's like, I felt like we could have came together. And I know that sounds corny, I know that sounds cheesy, but that was my mama. So I felt like we could have came together, like maybe if she, cause I feel like as an adult, the adult is the leader in the relationship. And I feel like they know that. Like, when people had children, one thing that I feel like some of them, they let their children know that they are in charge. Like, you gotta listen to them. So since my mama let me know that she was in charge and she was the leader, I just wish she would have led me. Like, I wish that I didn't have to be the bigger person all the time. Like, I wish it was times that she would have been a bigger person. Like, basically, if she would have picked me up from school and felt like I had an attitude, I wish she would have just asked me. And I feel like with my mama, she didn't want to ask me stuff like that. Like, she felt like I was upset or she felt like I had an attitude, even if it didn't have anything to do with her. Maybe to her, if she were to ask me, are you okay? Like, why you acting like that? I think she would have related that to her kissing my behind. And to me personally, that wouldn't have been her kissing my behind, but I feel like that's how she would have perceived it. That's why she would just blow up and get upset or like reprimand me or beat me instead of just trying to understand me. Because I feel like it was a lot of times where I tried to understand her, and I still love my mom, but it's just like it was a lot of stuff, and like the way she handled me, I felt like she did not really love me. Like, yeah, she could say she loved me, but it's like even with stuff like that, like just going straight to just putting her hands on me, I don't know, y'all. It's just certain stuff like that my mama did that she said, I just can't really wrap my mind around it. Like I said, I am no contact with her, and like I said, I feel like it's better for both of us that way. Like that's what's best. Like, cause I'm not no little kid no more. Like I'm an adult. Like I could stand on my own 2 feet. So it's like we don't have to talk. Like we don't have to associate. But the memories I do have left of her is some of them good, but then some of them I would say very much questionable, you know, considering our mother-daughter dynamic. I wish her well though. I hope that she's doing good. And it was one point, like I think the last time my mom put me out and I just never went back, we almost got into a physical altercation. And I'm just glad that I never put my hands on my mom. Like I'm glad that I was never able to put my hands on her, because I felt like all that anger that I had built up from all those years would have probably came out. And yeah, in the moment I would have felt like, yeah, that's why people need to stop playing. But at the end, I just felt like it wouldn't have been worth it. And then plus, everything is energy. So since she already had put that energy on me by physically putting her hands on me, it's like I'm glad I didn't return that energy, because whatever karma comes along with her putting her hands on me physically, even if it was back in the day, that's something she would have to deal with by herself. But if I too chose to put my hands on her as she being my mother, I would have had to suffer the consequences and the karma for that, even if I felt like I would have been right because she had put her hands on me when I was younger. But yeah, y'all, that's really the end of the story. If you haven't checked out my other video, because I said I was going to do a part 2. It was the I was abused story time. I told y'all I had mentioned this story time that I just did a little bit. But if you want to go check out that one, go ahead. That one was more, it's a longer story time, and too, it's a little, it cuts a little deep. I feel like it does. It cuts a little deep. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble much longer. If you don't make it to the end of this video, I love you. Go ahead, hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to see you in my next video.